All right, everyone. Here we go. Um, Eddie versus Lynx. This is gonna be a pretty awesome match. We're moving up on the gold bracket. The winners have moved on, so the matches are all that more spicy. There's Lynx in the bottom right corner. No thanks to his competition. And there we got our man Eddie, the rank 1 seed, actually. And I think Lynx is ranked 9, and I think it's considered an upset as well that he beat Nito. So pretty awesome to see. And Lynx hasn't even really been grinding a ton of map randos. He's been pushing GTC lately, so I'm happy to still see him, cooking. Let me find this bracket as well.
It's the 8 seed for Lynx, which
He's the 8 seed. Okay.
Which, quite frankly, says a lot about Lynx. We know how good he is at 100% in a lot of speedrunning categories, but to be 8th in a randomizer tournament, I think just goes to show the pure skill that Lynx has as a runner.
Yeah. Lynx has gotten like really hooked. Oh, well, here we are. I know Lynx really loves map randos, so if you're a really good player and you're passionate about something, like you're gonna get good fast, and Lynx definitely got good fast. All right, so it is gravity 9+1, and I was creeping on Eddie's stream a little bit because I think the reason he chose this is sorry, I don't think he chose this. Lynx chose this, but
he did.
I know
you were right. You were right.
Oh, he did chose it. Okay, okay. Eddie was just trying to find categories that would make Lynx maybe a little uncomfortable. And I think Eddie banned double suit because of that, which is funny because I know Eddie likes double suit, but when Lynx is comfortable, he's hard to fight against. He's definitely won lobbies versus all the best players in map rando. So but look, let's see. So they've grabbed missiles so far and supers. It's pretty nice to get those 2 pickups right off the bat. Aqueduct early, so they could go and clip the snail, but it's not in logic. And they're actually, this is a crazy sync, by the way. They're really completely synced. It almost looks like they're not. Okay, it is 2 different players. That's crazy. So yeah, like I said, they don't have morph yet, right? And
no, we do not. Can I get a no demorph in chat, please?
Honestly, maybe I'm alone on this, but I would want to see that.
No, right?
I would 1000% want to see that. Here's the thing. I think the reason they have not done the clip yet, I would have probably done the clip, but like I'm also clueless. If you do not have morph in X-ray or speed booster, that clip's actually not in logic. Now both these players can do it for sure, and it is a little bit more tedious when you don't have morph and you don't have X-ray, but I'm curious to see if they grab it. I know Eddie has told me that he thinks breaking logic before grabbing morph is like generally just a bad idea.
It does make a lot of sense, and this is something that a lot of us commentators have been able to really tell people. Like, you gotta understand, like, this is an upper bracket quarterfinal in the gold bracket. If they start doing crazy stuff, and there you go, exactly just like that, ooh, Eddie.
Nice.
That was clean.
That was really clean, getting it a little bit earlier on the right side. So morph could have been there if speed was in the vicinity. So correct. Like, but that's a pretty niche case. I think that would be a lot more rare to happen. I think it's still worth grabbing, not having to come back for it later. But I kind of like Lynx. Lynx is like, I'm just gonna go find morph. I just need to go find morph.
Yeah, he's gonna stick to the logic. So what I was saying is, it's very risky to be able to go, oh, well, I know how to break logic and I can do all these, different pieces of tech. But you're right, especially not having that morph ball. There is so risky to sit there and just 100% break logic. Like, I'm gonna do this. Like, oh, there's a major that's gonna open up a ton of different rooms, and you just start getting so away from where the seed wants you to go. Very risky, but it's just.
I will say, just in that, right, that specific sequence, I think the reason Eddie did it, Eddie will go for riskier logic breaks, like you said, and it can like mess things up. The aqueduct one is pretty, oh, Eddie resetting here.
Nice X-ray.
Okay, Lynx finding X-ray.
X-ray before morph, just saying.
I think we're gonna find morph. It's possible too that like there's a room that requires wave too, so like this could be like morph in the X-ray into wave. I mean, we'll see. Eddie's checking pits now. This is interesting to see.
I'm kind of thinking right side sand pit. Oh, never mind. Morph ball is hiding in Kraid's closet.
Up, and Lynx gets it.
No Neptune morph seed.
So Eddie, I think, was trying to not only scout the majors, but also try to head towards map. But I will say, I think I like how Lynx played here, though. Even though, like, I mean, you have to blind that morph, and Lynx literally is following logic to a T. I think it's pretty cool. I don't really see that too often. I would say Lynx overall at this start just played better because, and Eddie took a little bit more risks, a little more time-inducing strats to try to get that, you know, map or just scout more majors. Lynx still doesn't have map though. The map's a little hard to get. But now we'll see what Lynx does with this.
And with Lynx getting this,
that makes sense.
We've seen a lot of these morph ball locked rooms, and you see Lynx going for all the items. If you're playing this seed, what's kind of in your mind at this point? You started off with missiles, supers. We now got power bombs. What's kind of going through your mind? Like, are you thinking of leaving Meridia? You thinking of, I mean, with Lynx here getting the map, like, kind of what's running through your mind?
Basically exactly what Lynx did. Any room that required morph that had items, I'd go straight for. And that's what Lynx did, and then immediately go for map. When you have grab in all 3 items, you just need to get the map. So my first thing would have been like, okay, let's get this map first, and then we'll figure it out. 3 majors, Lynx just scouted. I think they're all able to grab. I didn't see if there's any speed locks, but Lynx is going to collect. Eddie's just trailing behind, but like I said, I think like Lynx completely deserves this lead because Lynx just literally skipped everything that was out of logic and went straight, you know, just for the checks.
100%.
And it feels bad to do that, I think, like when playing the seed. But that's just what you have to do. Like, you just need to keep following logic. And if you don't go too off the rails, like, it will lead you there. You will get to the solution. Lynx now going down and grabbing what... He's having some trouble with this wiggle. All right, he's got it now. And Eddie's just following in Lynx. I mean, Eddie's right behind him. He doesn't have much of an advantage. And actually, Lynx kind of struggling with the tech here. This is something Eddie will probably just cook up immediately. Oh, wow. Got a nice instant jump morph. So yeah, Eddie's getting this information now. About to follow suit. So when you're asking what my thoughts were, at this point with morph, there wasn't a lot of options, WX. You just had to go into that room. And, you know, they're heading towards map. The room they saw earlier, they rolled in, got the items, and then immediately got map. With this map, there's not too many options. You just have to, like, grab these majors.
Yep. Grab the majors and then 2 sector connectors. Norfair.
Right. So that's when it gets a little spicy.
Ooh. Charge me. Hello.
Wow. Nice. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit delayed. I was not watching the restream. My bad. I was watching the actual stream. So okay, now I'm cooking.
It's all good.
Wait, okay, whoops, my bad. There we go. Okay, because when you said charge beam, I'm like, wait, WX is seen into the future. Like, what's going on here? Okay. Oh, they don't have a way to grab that major to the right yet, I guess? Oh, no. There's grabbing. I see. Lynx had not grabbed that yet, and Eddie still needed to re-grab it because Eddie reloaded his save.
Yep.
I see. All right, so there goes Lynx down the other pit. Wait, do they? So they don't. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think they cannot currently grab that top right major in the Indiana Jones room, but they can get the other one that's in the like 2 shark water room. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We don't really have a good name for that room.
There might I might honestly
the
be the
room.
worst person at knowing the names of rooms. It's pretty embarrassing actually.
You're fine.
I'm not great at that. Wait, there maybe is something I'm not understanding. Did Lynx get the major to the right, or did he bail?
He bailed. So he got charged, got back up to Aqueduct, and he looked at the maps. So he saw, yeah. This is interesting here by Lynx. This is finally the first set of heated runs we're seeing in this
Eddie
9
also
minutes in.
Yep. So this is crazy. So Lynx committing to this route a little concerning because of the power bomb count. Oh, but it might pay off. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why both the runners skip those.
Go ahead.
They don't want to get the major until they can get both. So that is why I think they skipped that major. I remember this being reasoning in a seed not that long ago, but basically, like, if it's too far of a time investment, they don't. I know Eddie, it's funny, as skilled as Eddie is, he hates this little jump here as well. It's like really awkward, and if you don't have that many tanks, it can be really scary. Lynx getting a slight bailout with those power bombs. Not really. I mean, he could have farmed worst case, but definitely needed some power bombs in case this is a bust. It's cool though. It's cool to see they went 2 different zones.
Yep.
Which makes sense. One was close to one and one was close to the other. So, and they both bailed on the majors, even though they could only grab 1 major. So my assumption is they'll come back when they can grab both if they need to. Correct. This is a high level play, by the way. So like my newbiness, I probably would have went and grabbed that 1 major I could, but I completely understand why it's like not great to have to double back.
I'm right there with you, but Varia paying off here for Eddie, nicely done. And this is exactly what we wanted. I've seen a lot of linear seeds lately, and finally we get the chat was talking about, I think Oates was talking about the 50-50 split between Norfair or Brinstar. I personally would be doing what Lynx is doing. Let me go clear out Norfair first. Eddie decided to go to Brinstar. If one sector is dead and has no bosses, I mean, we already know where Mother Brain is. We're going back to Meridian. We already know that's where we're going to go to finish the seed.
Yeah.
But which sector do you go to? And quite frankly, it's a gamble because it was 1 north, 1 south. You had to take that risk.
It is a gamble.
Raygon. Ooh,
this
two
is
majors.
This is really bad for Lynx and very good for Eddie. So yeah, this is a huge problem. So here's the thing. The only thing that we could have known for Lynx is because it was a heated room with only 5 power bombs going in. I will say, I think it could have been reasonable to back out. I might have backed out there with only 5 power bombs. I'm not too sure. It depends if Lynx saved or not, but it's a tough call to make. But either way, you know, this is like a dream scenario for Eddie. So I think as my friend Oates might say, Eddie is the luckiest map rando player. Now, I don't know if that's completely true or if this is a luck situation, but Eddie is definitely in a really good spot.
He really is. How big is this Norfair map going to pay off? Lynx needs it to be.
I'm like trying to think of how this could be good for Lynx, and I don't know. The big problem is, like, if Lynx could somehow traverse through Norfair, kill Fantoon and Kraid, and get enough equipment to kill Ridley without having to go get Varia, this is possible for Lynx. But if Lynx has to bail and go to Brinstar, then it is over. I will say that this route, I was thinking it was kind of curtains for Lynx, but honestly, if Lynx can get the power bombs needed, or sorry, the supers needed, then he can kill Ridley. And he's already at 20. So it might not actually be that bad. But Lynx just needs to play well, like, and get through these heated, because as you can see, he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we've seen how many times over and over again Ridley being a key decision maker in any race. Craig's here. Craig and Ridley right on the opposite sides of the lower entrance to lower North Air.
Man. Okay.
That's huge. And look at that, double X's. Double X's right side sandpit. Imagine if both of those are supers, then Lynx can go beat Ridley.
Double X's are huge. This is what I think, oh man, this is crazy. The thing is, he doesn't even want to kill Ridley yet, unless the only reason you kill Ridley here and Kraid is if you think Phantoons and Brinstar. Because right now, in Lynx's head, he'll have to come back here anyways, if that makes sense. So he should actually go to another zone and find Phantoon first. I think he'll go to C here. We'll see if he drops down for the X's or just goes to C. I think he should actually go to C here. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's grabbing the X.
Absolutely.
But that's fine.
Super 25. Chat hold. Hold.
This is huge. He needs the supers to contest with Eddie finding VAR. Nice. Okay. Well, that means it is not over. Lynx can now deal with Ridley and do this. So
Unreal. Even
though Lynx doesn't have Ice and Varia like Eddie, this is still this honestly now might be the better route. I probably spoke too soon. It's so hard to say. It just depends. Actually, no. I'm coping a bit. The thing is, the problem is, after Lynx kills Ridley and Kraid, and looks for Phantoon, he's probably gonna check an extra zone looking for Dragon. That's kind of where it's
go to criteria, find the ship, see if Phantoon's there. Ship
the reason is
so crucial.
Yep, there's a save here actually. So honestly, now I think I'm liking Lynx's decision. And like I said, I mean, they're both better runners than me. It is easier to see solutions when I'm watching. I think because of that save, it's actually fine to grab the X's first, and now he can go check C real quick. And if it has nothing, he can just load his save. So that might be what Lynx does. The save definitely incentivizes you to maybe grab the supers first. Okay, that is what Lynx is gonna do. You know, this is a little awkward for Eddie. He doesn't have grapple and he doesn't have speed. So, and he got grabbed, which I saw a little head shake there. He's not happy about.
No,
the fight's not trivial. Yeah, it was a clean fight. It was as clean as it can get. But
Chad's been saying it most of race 1. The luck on this guy for Lynx, he ends up right at landing site. Are you kidding me?
I mean, unfortunately, it's actually kind of bad because he has no way of getting to the top right of ship for the map.
Oh,
so
no.
Now...
No. Lynx, no. Lynx, don't do it. Lynx just took and saw the Torian connector. Lynx, no.
I think Lynx won't actually do that. I think he'll go do Kraid Ridley and head the wreck ship, but we'll see. I don't even know if he can go to Torian because was it speed locked? No, it wasn't. I don't.
No, it's not.
Looked like he might go Torian. I don't know.
Oh boy.
No, wait. I'm not too sure what. Oh, he's just grab jumping. So I think he's gonna head. I think he's gonna head to Ridley. The thing is, the way the map's gonna play for Eddie is he is gonna be able to take a lot less checks here because he has Varia, charge, ice, and grab, and high jump. Eddie is for sure just going to like get this Norfair map and run right to Ridley, Kraid, and also just go straight probably into wreck ship right after. So if wreck ship has Phantoon,
just give me the god route Lynx if that's the case.
The problem is though, I'm still concerned that he will check Torian before going Brinstar because I can't really see a way that he avoids that. Yeah. Because logically, you should check it. You should check the closer zone.
Yep, I agree with you.
Unless it's not closer, because really you just have to check the closer zone. I don't know, like, because the Meridia connection's right there, so that's the problem if Lynx is forced to check multiple zones.
It also could come back to somewhat help Lynx if Eddie does the same exact thing. Because Lynx would be one zone away from Mother Brain, which he would need to finish the game. So
Yeah.
let's just get this out of the way. Exclamation point R in the chat. This is an upper bracket quarterfinal matchup between the number 1 seeded Eddie, the number 8 seeded Lynx. We have Emin on commentary. I'm on commentary. I'm WXFan21. Mr. 69-second escaper on the escape timer himself. And then I was apparently up at 4 in the morning doing this for you all, so make sure you show and then some love. Exclamation point R, exclamation point C, exclamation point bracket, and exclamation point SMR MC. Alright, housekeeping out of the way we get a tight race in our hands.
This is really tight. And actually part of the problem of not having Varia is we'll see Lynx have to take these little pit stops to farm up. Lynx was just doing that. Lynx also just having to do these little pit stops. Every pit stop's like worse for Lynx. Oh, and Eddie does go and check these majors now, which Lynx still has skipped. And if Lynx never grabs these, then that's kind of nice. I'm actually a little surprised. I guess Eddie's scared. No, it makes sense. Eddie's probably just a little bit worried about speed locks, which makes sense. Did he also do his I actually was watching Lynx. Did Eddie do that little ice clip there to get that item?
I also was watching Lynx.
Let's see how many items he only got.
App said he did not.
Okay, so he just left it. That other major. I'm actually surprised Eddie went and got that without getting both.
Yeah.
That's very interesting to me. Okay.
All right. Lynx.
So this is a scary fight, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, this could be really bad. If you get hit once here, if you miss a super, he can only miss 2 supers as well.
Lynx hasn't saved in quite some time either.
No, this would be. Honestly, Lynx is playing this so clean. It's just like
that was filthy. Chat, clip that. That was filthy.
Incredibly clean fight by Lynx. That was really nice. There's a lot of pressure on that fight, and he honestly just cooked. So that's really good.
That just shows the confidence that you have in your Ridley fight to go, I don't need a save station. I don't need to refill my health. I know I've done this before. I know I've practiced it before. And when you can put that together in a race setting and you can pull that off, I said it before, Ridley has been a deciding factor for a lot of racers in these races. And he just made that look so incredibly clean. Very well done.
That's the thing, too, with ammo. Like, 30 super fight is the fastest Ridley fight. But still, without Varia, it's like always scary. Because if you take one extra hit, it's just lights out. Like you can't really recover from that. You don't have any outs at that point. You just have to do it flawlessly. And like you said, Lynx's save, I think, was after those supers he grabbed a long, ways away. I didn't see this map. I don't think it was a water map. If this was a water map, Lynx would have to immediately bail, I think, and just go straight to Torian. Because water map means it cannot have Fantoon.
Correct.
So I didn't see, but I'm assuming it's not, because I think Lynx would have bailed.
Now we also know,
and it is a left side map, so this could be Fantoon for sure, and a nice little save.
Yep.
Even
save
though
early, save off in chat.
Yep.
Oh, and it's business center.
Oh, he's checking the map first. I like that. See, Lynx plays very orthodox, actually. Very orthodox play. I don't know why he wouldn't. Okay, that was just a little mistake. No reason to check a colored door because that will not have bosses. Only the blue doors have. Well, I shouldn't say colored door because blue is a color as well. But only blue doors have bosses and save stations. All right, so this is a big moment. After Lynx kills Fantoon, we have to see where he goes. Because Lynx has obviously a very strong lead. Like, Eddie's still looking for map. So I think, honestly, if Torian map isn't brutal and Lynx goes there looking for Dragon, it still could be fine. It'll just make it, it will be an actual close race. And that'll be really cool to see. Eddie did waste time grabbing Spazer. It is going to help him, but honestly, it's just overall not that great because Eddie already has 20 supers. So like the Spazer pickup wasn't really worth the time. Eddie for sure was just looking for speed.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's the map from Lynx. I don't know if he'll do anything with this information. I don't know if I even think that major's worth grabbing. However, you know what? He probably will because as far as Lynx knows, Dragon's in Torian and speed locked. You know what I mean?
I think I'm grabbing.
Oh, and he's just skipping it.
Wow. I'm grabbing.
Oh no, he's not. Oh, he saved. Oh, okay, no. I like this play. I love using these saves like this. It's my favorite way to use saves in Map Rando.
Yep.
You use it for checks. It's great.
Yep. You know, Evan, I gotta say the revert save used by yourself, all the top runners, is so underrated. I was doing a Prime 1 commentary tournament race yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, they're doing a revert save. This makes a ton of sense, and I'm like, I can explain what that means. It makes a heck of a lot of sense. Like, revert saving is extremely underrated. Okay, screw attack 1 item. We're still looking for speed.
I think he's gonna revert. Yep. Because it's just not worth the screw text is not worth keeping. It's not even worth the room transitions.
No, it's not.
I'm a little surprised Lynx is grabbing this. I think this is overly cautious, but it's fine. He doesn't have Varia. It makes sense. But Ridley's already down. There's not too much, but there is a lot of heated rooms. So I think Lynx's mentality here is, I'm going to grab this E-Tank so I don't have to refill as much. Oh, so Eddie actually finding this save? Oh, no. Sorry. Never mind. Eddie just did the same. Funny enough, Eddie's doing like very similar things as Lynx. Eddie's just not checking the X's because Eddie is already in go mode. Doesn't really need those X's. If he knew they were both supers, he probably would grab them because it does make it that much faster, but he doesn't know that. So, yeah.
Plasma. I'm keeping that if I'm Lynx.
So I actually wouldn't keep it either, but
you wouldn't.
No. Okay. The only reason you keep it here is because he's already on his way. He's still checking this other major.
Well, that's. Oh no. That's
so the reason
that's top right landing site. Lynx could go back to Criteria.
Oh, you're right. He might do that for Dragon. No, the reason he's keeping this is because it's on the way out.
Yes,
but
exactly.
There's no reason he needs. Plasma does actually nothing for him. Lynx is not planning to get charged. Lynx just wanted to find speed.
Yep. I mean, Plasma's nice for the Mother Brain fight, but like Charge Wave Plasma.
Oh wait, Lynx does have charge. Sorry, my bad. No, yeah. Oh yeah, you keep that for sure. Then I completely
750, I believe.
Because Lynx is so locked in on ammo. I honestly completely forgot he had charge. Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. You keep Plasma there for sure, because then you don't need to refill your ammo as much. So it actually makes a lot of sense.
Now Eddie's finding the same information. This could be good for Eddie. If
Did Eddie check Torian just now?
He did not. Criteria.
I just saw him check Criteria. Oh, okay.
Yep, he was in Criteria. Hit the same thing that Lynx had a problem with. Could not get to the top right of landing site.
Yep. I don't know what Lynx is gonna do here, honestly. I don't know what the right solution is.
I honestly think Lynx is going back to Criteria. Because
actually, wait, it actually looks like he's leaving. If he leaves and goes Brinstar, Lynx will actually just win this race.
If Lynx leaves and goes Brinstar, Emmett's doing comms by himself, because there's a good chance I just rage quit as a commentator and go, what the heck is he doing?
I need to see the map. Okay.
He's going back to Meridia. Unreal.
Wow.
How does he know?
I don't. You know what? The thing is, I think it's just closer. I think it's actually just closer. WX on the way out, and it's closer to Mother Brain. I don't even think this is that crazy of a play because it's just right here. I don't know if you saw the connection, but like, yeah. So I mean, honestly, I don't. I think Lynx was gonna take this game.
This is insane. And honestly, Emmett, coming into this, was there any doubt that this could go 3 games?
No, I knew for sure it could go 3 games. Eddie's extraordinarily confident, so I'm actually. It's going to be pretty interesting to see the rest of this because maybe Eddie will try to like. I don't know if he'll change his game plan or anything, but I think if Lynx takes game 1, I think it will rattle him a little bit. You know, I know Eddie really wants this thing. He's been, you know, he's streaming every day. He's grinding Map Rando is his main content. He's the #1 seed, so like, you know, going down versus a really strong runner Lynx is like, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough blow. I'm not saying it's for sure gonna happen, but you know, it's gonna be tough. I don't really know what Eddie can do here, but
this is also huge.
Yeah, he's gonna find Fantoon.
Yeah, Oates makes a really good point. This is Eddie's pick as well. Good call.
This is Eddie's pick, yeah.
And look, I've casted enough races. I've casted enough Counter-Strike. When you lose your map pick or your game pick, yeah, there is an element that it can very much rattle you racing against your opponent.
Yep.
Period.
This is wild though, and like I said, I do think remember, it seems just again, I just want to reiterate, if you guys are wondering, oh, like how could Lynx possibly go down when there was that Meridia and Torian on the way back from Ridley and Kraid, I think Meridia actually is closer, and you have the chance, if it is closer, it's closer to Mother Brain. So honestly, I do think this was just the better play, which means that it just works out really well for Lynx.
Oh,
but I don't think, like,
nicely done, Eddie. Sorry, that was filthy the way he finished off Fantil.
Yeah, awesome air Doppler there.
Yes.
That is one thing that Eddie and I sort of cooked up a while ago, grinding Fantoon, doing that D-boost on the left side fast into an air Doppler, and it also has the advantage of looking very cool.
Someone just invented the word fan tilt.
Fan tilt. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Eddie's fight was like really long on Dragon, and Lynx has the microwave combo, so the difference in that, I mean, there's also like differences in time because Lynx did have to farm a little bit. Lynx had a little bit of trouble moving around the heated rooms, but doing the sort of like scary maneuvering through heated rooms and having low power bombs ended up paying off really well.
This is huge.
There could have been a scenario though, like if somehow Lynx couldn't get the supers, it could have gone wrong. But yeah, this ended up just being a really good route, and Lynx zaps that thing insta.
Bye, Dragon.
Ooh, Eddie's starting with the X factors here. I like that. It's pretty cool to do a little X factor opening. If you don't have like, you know, if you don't have plasma or whatever, I think the X factor is pretty strong. Speeds up the fight a little bit.
All right, there's the refills from Lynx. All right, Twitch chat viewers.
That refill is so. This route is so good for Lynx actually,
Lynx
because of that refill as well.
Lynx God routed this. It's insane.
It's really good.
So time to guess the escape timer, chat. Get your guesses in. How long do you think the escape timer is going to be? And man, Eddie's done with all 4 bosses 33 minutes in. This is something else. And there's the Varia suit. Lynx is going to be smiling about that.
I mean, you know what? I think he's I will say, I almost think it's instead of a smile, maybe a little frown. Because in your head, if you're like, wow, if you come here first and grab Varia, kill Dragon, like, that could be strong too. That's a potential, like, that's the only other route that seems scary and, like, maybe better than what Lynx did, but it, like, clearly wasn't. Because you don't really know how, like, it played out for someone who might have done that route. Because Lynx doesn't need Varia. So personally, WX, when I find Varia and I don't need it, and I found it like early in the game, I'm like, oh no, like they got Varia early. But luckily, I mean, it's already 9 E-Tank plus 1, so Varia is way less important here.
And Lynx picked up 2 extra energy tanks.
Yeah, and yeah, so he's, I mean, Lynx is cooking.
Oh man.
I mean, here's the thing though, Eddie, I mean, it's so close still. Like, Eddie's not that far away. Like, he's...
Eddie? No, he's...
I mean, honestly, this is... Yeah, I mean, this is... I guess we're acting like it's over a little too soon. I forgot how close this routing is. I think Eddie's actually ahead.
We got Lynx back in Meridia.
This is really close. It's insanely close. It's just right here to the left, I thought. It's close. It's really close. The Zeb skip is going to be really important because I think Lynx...
No, wrong way, wrong door!
Lynx has to actually shoot the Zebs. Yeah, so we sort of were miscalculating. Eddie is literally ahead here.
This is
so that
insane.
Okay. So this is what I was saying. Remember when I said Lynx was unhappy about Varia ended up being stronger early, and Lynx is just Eddie's just right here. Oh my goodness, this is actually insane. This is gonna come down to
escape.
And the thing is, Lynx has plasma though, so that's actually really huge. That extra pickup on Varia, in my opinion, was just a mistake that also could cost the race.
It could be the few second difference. So here we go.
I think Lynx is actually ahead here, though. I think, God, actually, is he with the supers? They have, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. It's so close.
He had a 10-second advantage on Mother Brain 2.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is it. Hold on to your seats.
This is insane.
This is going to be a phenomenal finish.
You know why we were miscalculating so bad? We just forgot how close Meridia was to Ridley and Kraid. So, like, Eddie's route, you were saying that Lynx had the God route, but honestly, that clearly isn't even true. It's hard to know what route was better. I think the routes were pretty even because of the supers for Lynx.
There's a 5-second difference.
That's insane. All right, well, it comes down to the escape.
This could come down to pauses. This could come down to memory. It could come down to entering the wrong door.
I think Lynx is slightly better at not pausing, but honestly, I think this escape is free.
Could be, yeah.
So let's find out. Timer. Oh, it's a little more time than I thought. Well, here we go. They have pretty similar movement here. Very, very similar in skill in terms of like movement through these rooms. Lynx has been practicing GTC, might give him an edge in a couple rooms, but maybe forgetting you can laser that. Okay, Lynx here's an Eddie pause.
Eddie pause. Lynx just took the lead.
Oh my goodness. If Lynx cannot pause, this will be huge. They're neck and neck, actually synced up. Oh my God. This is crazy. Oh, they're completely neck and neck. This is wild. Lynx still hasn't paused. What is... Oh, Eddie's cooking up something. What is Eddie...
What was that, Eddie? Eddie, what are you doing?
He wants to spark through the wow, I can't believe he's committing to this. This is insane to me.
Lynx with the wrong way. Lynx with the wrong way.
Oh, what is actually happening? This is just mayhem. Oh my, no.
What are you both doing?
No. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what Eddie's doing. Oh no, Eddie! He's okay, oh man. Eddie wants to spark through that speed hallway. That's why he is. That's what he's trying to do from the other side.
Interesting. What is this race? I mean, Eddie just clearly doing it for you, the fans, knowing we're gonna get game 3. He's doing it for you, the fans.
Here's the thing about Eddie. Eddie, it seems like he's trying to show off, guys,
a little bit,
or whatever. But Eddie literally will do that because he thinks it's the best option, and I will not be surprised if he does it again.
That's insane.
Because I think,
done.
and then he's smiling because he knows that he knows it was, they were probably tied. Oh my god.
Jeez. Eddie's gonna do it again.
I will say Eddie's a really good sport. So like, I know he's not actually upset or anything. Oh, and he gets it now. Is this gonna work? Yeah, he couldn't have just sparked. No, he did it. This is what he wanted.
Unreal.
It's unreal that he decided to go for this.
If he hits that, he wins the race the first time. That was insane.
If he first tried that, he for sure wins. It would have been over.
What a finish. But GG's to Lynx. GG's to Eddie.
Wow.
He did not do that for the fans. There was clearly, you just
there
saw
may
the
be a
reason
little
why.
Yeah,
you just saw the reason why he wanted to.
He would have instantly won. That's crazy. It was close enough to where he would have won with that.
Unreal. Well, GG's. That was a phenomenal finish.
Smiling.
Game number 1.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna apologize to you guys because we were basically just saying Lynx won the whole time when I think like I just didn't fully understand the map and how close it truly was. Because I thought Eddie was ahead and I thought Lynx. That's kind of the thing with map randos. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly you can turn the tide. And that's honestly such a sick first race because of how much different the routes could be and how close the race could be. Because I think both routes were extremely good.
Oh, yeah. And now it's time for game number 2, Emmett. And we have our mode. It's Varia plus movement.
Ooh, okay. So I will say these two categories are definitely like the I'm a seasoned map rando player and this is what I want to play, because like all the quote unquote top players, these are their favorite modes: 9+1 and Varia and movement.
Yep. Should we need game 3, it's going to be no objectives. So Emmett and I and NN will be back in just a few minutes with game number 2.
Be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. Really hope you were here for game number 1. If not, when this game is over, you need to go back and watch game number 1. That was absolutely insane. Emmett, WX fan here, NN on tracking. Emmett and I got you covered on comms. These racers have you covered on the excitement. Emmett, Varia plus movement, game number 2.
Yep, Varia plus movement. I think that makes complete sense for me. Since Lynx going up 1-0 here, Eddie would definitely want to like pick the more comfort route for himself, you know. And I mean, I think this is just generally what every top runner likes is Varia and movement and 9+1 grab. So yeah, that's always like a pretty interesting one. Eddie has really good movement in water and has a lot of good tech. You know, he was the first one to start really using the underwater wall jumps to sequence break. However, that you probably won't see as much because they have ice, spring, and high jump. As soon as you get morph, you can do like all the water movements. You know, you don't really need to do the UWJs, but they can be quicker. But yeah, I'm Lynx having a little bit of upset first round, 1-0 on Eddie in an insanely close race. And now we have game 2. Oh, immediate Metroid room. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Eddie just resets there, doesn't want to take the hit. You know, resetting there is interesting because you have to kind of count in the little bit of lag that you get from resetting, which is like
nice timer, Eddie.
Thing. Well, it's all good. We have Lynx's timer, but I guess it's kind of hard to sync up. But it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, and then this is the true test of your tracking skills. Do you remember the exact sync up that we need before this game started?
It was pretty funny that Eddie counted us down and then has no timer. But we'll know for sure who wins from the race time hitting enter. But I think it was pretty synced up. But yeah, Big Pink here. There's 3 items in Big Pink, so it's always a huge room to find first. And you know, here's the mission of Morph still, which, okay, there's missiles here. So most likely just looking for a missile door here. And when they get Morph and bombs, they'll probably come right back here to check that item in Big Pink.
We have been finding Big Pink a lot early on in these. Emmett, have you been noticing the same thing in the siege you've been running?
I actually haven't. I think that just might just be like the circumstance or the randomness of the tournament. I don't really think it appears more than anything. I feel like I actually don't see it that often until like mid game. So, but I also might be doing some funky routes. So yeah. Who knows? Lynx did get that save and can reset. Big Pink early is always interesting too, because you can't get all the items. So if you find it like really early, you'll probably have to come back to it to check that item. And we have them kind of syncing up again. Lynx and Eddie just sort of tied here, both just looking for Morph, which strong chance Morph is right here to the right. Let's see. And it's supers. Okay. So the journey continues. Oop. Taking a little hit from the fish. Eddie playing a little aggressive here for sure. He just like really wants to keep moving, which I like. Lynx barely getting that freeze in time. Yep. This dead end here certainly okay, and yeah, it's just Morph. So no power bombs yet. So there's now 2 item checks that they can't do without one needs bombs and one needs power bombs. So you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. Oh, okay. Oh.
How did Eddie's timer randomly start?
Oh, I have no clue. Who knows what sorcery Eddie's conjuring up over there? But we're back. We got the timer, so we're good. Okay, more. Wow, an early 10 supers. That's interesting.
We take those.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you start with Varia, like getting supers is like pretty strong because your ability to do Ridley is like, you know, it can happen so fast. Like suddenly, you know, if they get charged, they can just do Ridley right now. You know, might not want to because it's a slow fight, but yeah. But yeah, here we go. 10 supers each, 1 missile pack. They have Morph. And they just need to look to see what Morph and supers unlocks. I didn't really see what next they can do here because they don't have bombs and power bombs, but I think there's just one room. Oh, it's the green gate here on the bottom, I think.
I haven't gotten a good look at this Meridia map at all.
Oh, they just haven't. Lynx hasn't gone in this door yet. Well, that's what I thought.
Green Hill Zone.
Yeah, so I'm a little confused. Did neither of them check this early? Oh no, I think maybe Eddie did. Yeah, I think Eddie maybe did. I'm not too sure. But yeah, oof, Eddie, dude. Eddie just destroyed that parlor, by the way. That was like insanely clean parlor randomly.
Oh, what a okay. What a
so this is a really hard to decipher map.
That really is.
I will say that one, I did notice that one of those majors were locked by power bombs. Lynx really needs to get to this map. I think Lynx is maybe in the first game it paid off, but I think this is actually Lynx's strength and weakness is he blinds too much.
Fair.
So this is actually like to me, too much blinding now, and like he needed to just go get the map, probably. Especially
agree
with the
you.
save. So I don't actually love what Lynx is doing right now. And again, like I said, he might feel confident in staying true to, like, you know, he's just gonna run around. But
he's playing his game.
I mean, the thing is, he is working towards the map. It's just like wasn't the cleanest route. So it's not like he's avoiding the map, but I think he's about to come to a dead end here, which is gonna be really rough for him. Yeah, like this is kind of rough. I wouldn't say that he actually was committing to blinding. He just wasn't necessarily taking the best route to the map. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here. But now he is okay.
Really
Yeah,
doesn't want to fight Croc.
dead end. Nope.
Oh, that was clean. Bombs!
Very clean. Bombs is a good find here early. So wow. Kind of blinding actually pays off again a little bit. So like Eddie's gonna have to go pick that up.
You tried.
You know what? It just works. I mean, listen, it just works. And I will say, it's not like Lynx was like specifically avoiding the map and trying to blind. He was trying to get the map from there. It just didn't work. So yeah, here we go. I don't even know if Lynx can get the map from this side either, but we'll see. So now Eddie, we have following in Lynx's footsteps, but Lynx still has to go get maps. So here's the thing though, Lynx is checking way more rooms. So it may look like Eddie's behind, but this is potentially the same situation as before where Eddie's checking less rooms, which means he's gonna get to the destination a lot quicker, right? Did Eddie think this connected, or did he just really want that X? Oh no, he wanted the X. They don't have, you know, this is crazy. 20 supers for Eddie. The reason he is checking this, by the way, is he does not have power bombs yet. So until you have power, okay, now I don't like what I mean. I think Lynx needed to beeline it for that map, but that's fine. You know what? It's fine to grab that item. It's fine to grab that item for sure. Especially if then you can exit. Yes, that major's fine. It's right there. It's an item immediate to you. That's reasonable and good.
Lynx, please go to the map.
You know, the thing is though, this is tough because he doesn't really know where the map is, and once he's in here, it's kind of hard to pass it up. Speed's nice. He's gonna come here and grab that no matter what. Like once he's in here, WX, he like has to check it essentially. But it is funny to see him blinding so much of this game so far. He's just missing the room that leads the map, and actually he's dodging it yet again, I think. This seems good for Lynx, guys, but I'm gonna tell you it's actually not, because he's checking extra rooms. I think Lynx is checking a lot more extra rooms, and Eddie will collect these a lot more efficiently. So we'll see how it turns out. We just got to see who ends up in the next zone. But it is crazy that Lynx doesn't have map yet. Okay, Lynx is where he needs to be. This is where he needs to be. This is the direction of the map. He's finally there. And we'll kind of see how it plays out. Did Lynx get a save before entering here? Because if he saved there, actually this is gonna be really strong for Lynx.
Lynx, what? Ouch.
Yeah, this is
hold.
This is gonna be really strong for Lynx if he has that save too. Because he's just another major bottom left. Yeah. This is pretty linear. Here's the thing though. Here is a big thing. They don't have power bombs, and Croc is guarding an X. There's a huge chance they just have to kill Croc. Lynx is gonna check this first because Lynx doesn't. So Eddie already checked this. There's a huge chance that they're just gonna have to kill Croc for power bombs.
I mean, Eddie saw the Croc door and then just decided to never go in.
The reason is there's other X's Eddie wanted to do first. So remember how it felt like Lynx is a blind god, guys, and he like is way ahead. As you're seeing, Eddie's traversing way less rooms, and I think Eddie potentially will come on top here because of that, but we'll see.
I think Eddie's still definitely ahead.
I can't really tell, honestly. I have to see how this works out. It feels pretty even. They're like around the same spot with near the same items, but Eddie's ahead on a super. Lynx is gonna go for the croc. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate that Lynx... Oh, missing that super is actually really bad. Okay, he got that. Huh, what's Eddie gonna... Is Eddie not gonna check that super to the major to the bottom left? Or does he feel like he can't? There's a chance Eddie just goes Norfair here as well. I think what Lynx is doing is the Sephi play. Oh, it's PB locked. The bottom left. Okay. This makes even more sense then. This is not great for Lynx, by the way. Lynx, nope. Wait, if he can get this missile, okay. Oh no, it's not actually over.
I won.
Okay, luckily though, he gets a missile here. Kind of a bailout. This could have been really bad. Oh, okay, he's fine. He's fine. Honestly, this could have ended horrendously. So Eddie, okay, Eddie, that actually is pretty tragic that it's supers. That means that Eddie is definitely ahead, and killing Croc was not what was in logic. So Eddie opting to skip Croc and assume that even if that's power bombs, he's like, maybe I'll just get it elsewhere. But it looks like, ooh, what a nasty little, yeah, Eddie's smiling. That's a pretty nasty connection there, seeing that. And Eddie's kind of suffering a little bit. He's like, man, what is this map?
Rude.
Yep, that's pretty bad. So Lynx is looking now what he has to do, and I think, so this is what I'm saying.
Really, Eddie? Really? Underwater wall jump show off.
It is faster generally than like spring balling, so it is good to do. So he'll definitely do it. Here's the thing. Remember, I have seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, looks like Fantoon's in Norfair." That's good. Pick up this kill. I was telling you guys, Lynx was not lucky in blinding because it literally only hurt him. He checked way more rooms than he had to, and I did see people saying, oh, Lynx got super lucky. I mean, look at the current state of affairs. Like Eddie's in the next zone fighting Fantoon, and Lynx is actually he's thinking about checking that X before going Norfair, and he's going to, and Eddie already checked this X. So do you see what I'm saying? Like all those extra room times checking, Lynx is pretty far behind, and we know that X is a super. So no matter what, he has to check this X too.
Yep.
I mean, no, what Lynx is doing is fine. He's not throwing. Lynx doesn't know that's a super. You have to check it. If you don't have power bombs, you have to check the X's. Fighting Croc was fine, guys. Like fighting Croc there, it's reasonable. Eddie actually is the one who took the risk, and in my opinion, is now the one who got slightly lucky because Eddie skipped a guaranteed X. Meaning Eddie skipped what could have been power bombs, and Norfair could have been power bomb locked. You have to kind of assume it would. So like that's just how it is. So now, but Eddie's in good shape now.
Big gamble paying off for Eddie. Let's see how this
the reason it was fine for that's big map, huge map.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think this major's south.
That's actually all power bomb locked. Eddie has to go criteria. Eddie's actually looking at this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Everything's power bomb locked.
Ouch.
Everything. It's all power bomb locked in Norfair. So that's kind of crazy. All those majors are power bomb locked. So Eddie's still searching for X's. The reason Eddie going to Norfair not being a huge gamble is because the save was right there. So like if Eddie got locked by power bombs, he could just revert the save and like go finish killing Croc or whatever he has to do. But that is nice for Eddie that he skipped it. Now he's, you know, a good bit ahead, but not crazy ahead. However, Eddie could be nervous here. Oh yeah, I guess he could get through here. So maybe can he pick up some majors? I don't know. Oh, he does have bombs, so I guess it's not too bad actually. So I kind of misread how locked he was. Not completely locked. He does have bombs. Yeah, and now he can do yeah, he can do aqueduct because there is a dry room connector, so he'll get a speed here. Lynx now gonna be fighting Fantoon. Hopefully see a nice little 2-round here, and of course Fantoon giving us slow, very nice. The double Meiji. Wave and screw. These are mostly, well, they may not be filler, it depends, but they're not huge items. PBs. Oh, and there's PBs. Okay,
please.
All right, so Eddie's in good shape. Yep, double power bombs. Yeah, so Eddie has this lead. He's slightly ahead. That was just good routing, good map recognition from Eddie too. Like it looks like a lot of stuff's power bomb locked, but yeah, Eddie found the route, went straight to aqueduct, went straight to power bomb. So that's kind of Eddie's like experience, you know, coming through. Because I couldn't see that quick. I couldn't really tell. I might have went to a different zone because I didn't really see that he could make it.
I'm going to every other one of these majors that I can get. There are so many majors around Aqueduct. I don't know what that golden Chorizo item is going to be, because it's the upper left one. Right. There are so many easy ones to get here. You get Bryn Reserve. You've got another one up there. There's so much here. I'm about to find out what that is. It is
Charge.
Oh,
that's
it's
huge.
Charge. That's go mode, Eddie.
Yep. Now Eddie's slightly less incentivized to look for majors because he's in go mode, but not having gravity, I think it's still worth checking. If a major is close, is for sure still worth checking.
So Emmett, we got a question.
Eddie can skip him.
We got a question from Mike in chat. Wants to explain what determines if a major is filler or not.
Honestly, I'm not the best person to ask, but basically anything that a major is filler if it's not going to unlock your next step of progression. So sometimes, like, there are times when screw attack and screw attack and wave can unlock some rooms for progression. Like if you don't have power, for instance, you know the left of ship, that wall there that you have to bomb out. There are times when you get screw attack early and you need to break that wall to then find something. In this case where Eddie just got power bombs, it means that screw attack and wave are just purely filler because they don't unlock any more steps. And I know this isn't like the greatest explanation, but that's sort of how it works. X-ray can be a major that you need to. There's a few clips in hard logic that require X-ray, but often like X-ray is also a filler.
Yep, X-ray is usually filler.
By the way, Eddie just got the next big dream item, the only one he really wanted, which was gravity. So with Eddie's beam combo, gravity Varia, and 20 supers, I think Eddie is done checking majors. He is going to beeline it to every single map as fast as possible.
Yep, Eddie's got the pancakes. He's good. He doesn't care about plasma. Space jump, he doesn't need. He can IBJ where he needs to. This is super go mode here for Eddie. He'll easily pick up another energy tank along the way. That actually wasn't bad. That map was so far away here on the wreck ship. Toilet makes life a lot easier. And going right into Main Street to the map is huge. That makes it a much smaller wreck ship.
This is right there. Very nice. Yeah, so I mean, Eddie did take a slight gamble, even though it wasn't too risky because of that save. But by skipping Croc and not trying to fiend for the power bombs, which it honestly, I think it was a tough call. I don't really think. I think it was an overly safe play by Lynx, but it worked out in Eddie's favor. I kind of like when you can take risks and they pay off, but sometimes they don't. There was a small chance that there was a chance that power bombs could have been Croc and everything was power bomb locked, but
I think there was a very
wasn't.
good chance. Logically, what we saw in it was that being power bombs.
Right. But it wasn't. And I think this is the logical power bombs that they're grabbing right now. Yeah. Lynx is a good bit behind now, though. It has some catching up to do. And it's sort of linear, so it's kind of tough for Lynx. But I'm not going to count him out.
For sure. Remember, this is an upper bracket quarter-final match. Neither racer have suffered defeat yet in this tournament.
No.
Eddie, the number 1 seed. Lynx, the number 8 seed. What a finish to this series is it going to be. Now, Norfair has a boss. Lynx headed to the boss now. Eddie has found his way somehow into Torian. I did not see a Torian connector. Where was it? Was Torian the wreck ship?
I missed it. Eddie's honest. Oh yeah, it was wreck ship.
Okay.
Eddie's kind of following this along. Wait, was there's another boss in Norfair? Did Eddie skip this?
Yeah, Eddie skipped the other boss. He never went back for the other boss.
Oh, wait.
It's just Kraid.
Yeah, but
Kraid, but still.
I think must be another connector in Norfair. Otherwise, I wouldn't understand Eddie skipping this. Oh wow, okay. I guess if there's another connector in Norfair, that is potentially why Eddie skipped this. But there's actually also a chance Mother Brain is not found yet. Oh, so I'm a little concerned about Eddie skipping that. It could have been an oversight. It's either an oversight or he's assuming that Norfair connector he has to do.
This is bad. Because there's the map. I got a funny feeling Mother Brain's here. Yeah, there's Mother Brain and Ridley. Eddie now needs to go all the way back 3 sectors to go to Norfair to go to Kraid. There's the reset.
Oh, he's loading.
It's huge, though. It's just
a good load. He's not that far. Honestly, he's not that far. Okay. Did he not see it again just now? Actually, I'm growing concerned. We'll see what happens if he pauses in Norfair. I'd be shocked if he overlooked it, honestly. I just assumed he's formulating some sort of plan, but now I'm getting a little nervous. I think Eddie's still in okay shape because he knows what's going on, but oh man. Let's see if he realizes. Okay. He doesn't seem too shocked, but here's the thing. Was there another connector in Norfair at the bottom right?
There's the own criteria.
So I guess I was thinking that I think Eddie was taking the risk that he'd have to come back down to go into criteria, but I'm honestly not too sure. I think he knew. I think this was part of his plan. And I know that sounds insane. I've just seen Eddie do similar things where he skips a boss to come back to it later so he doesn't have to backtrack. I've seen Eddie do this before.
Emmett, this is a phenomenal comment in chat. Bussin says, I'm sorry, I only watch Nevd, so I have no idea how to properly play Randos.
Oh my god.
Wow. No idea how to properly play it. That's fantastic too, Bussin. That's a great comment.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Eddie with full suits, he's not that far. Lynx is still not have grab, right? Or does he? Did Lynx pick up grab yet?
Nope.
Yeah, so honestly, Eddie's still, it feels bad for Eddie, but I think he's still ahead. I think he's still in good shape. He already got the map, so we'll see. I think it
charge beam.
What happened? Wait, what's going on? Oh, because Lynx. Okay, my bad. I'm just so Lynx killing the boss first. Just delayed him grabbing these majors. It's not a big deal.
All.
Yeah.
So
No, Nevd's fine, Bussin. Leave him alone. He's fine. All right. This is huge for Eddie. He knows what the other bosses are, and he's going to go to them right now. Eddie has the route.
Oh, Lynx not going top. Okay, no, he is. He's just doing the jump. Make it easier.
Unlike Eddie, who decided to use his hitbox to underwater wall jump easier.
Lynx can actually do them as well now. I think Lynx sat down and grinded them.
Yep.
But yeah, Lynx will pick this up now. Yeah, so like I said, I think it seems crazy, but I think this was all part of Eddie's plan, and the reason is I think Eddie was just kind of hoping that Mother Brain would end in Criteria. And he would just do it on the way down. But once he saw the maps, the thing is sometimes it's good to just get all the info and then like create a plan. Like once you understand the map structure, you can like create a, you know, like a new plan. And that sort of seems to be what Eddie did. Eddie, it just didn't work out to be Eddie's best route. And I think he could be a little nervous now because if Lynx was here a little bit cleaner, didn't kill Croc, like Lynx would have a bit of a lead now because
Lynx is headed to Criteria.
Yeah, the thing is, if I'm Lynx, I also go C here.
Yup. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just right there, and honestly, it's cooked, right? Because I think we know there's no bosses there. So, yeah. So I think this isn't a wrong decision by Lynx, but it's definitely like a nail in the coffin decision. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what?
Look how close the map is.
At least the map's close. Oh, but here's the thing. Here is the thing. Eddie is committing to a blind escape. Oh,
baby Criteria.
Unfortunately for Lynx, that blind escape is like so good for Eddie.
It really is.
Very unfortunate for Link. It's just like the easiest blind criteria of all time. I think it is honestly a straight shot to the ship. I couldn't see fully, but it looked like you are forced to go down. You go through the water room, but I think you then go back up and it leads you into a straight loop into into the ship. It's a little weird, but I do think like But you just get the map instantly, so Eddie won't even have to blind. He's forced to get. He's just gonna get the map. I think Eddie's just gonna get the map because it's on the way towards the ship, so it's honestly free. It is very free. He'll have no problem. It's probably the best blind C you could get. If he was cool, he would just blind it and not get the map. That would be cool. All right, so Link's getting this map here. He doesn't see much. He's going to go straight in the T, and he's just following in the footsteps now of Eddie. But they're like relatively close. Eddie has map knowledge on him, though. Lynx will have to go grab it. I think the map wasn't too bad, though, here either. But it will mean that Lynx has to kind of route a little more inefficiently.
When has that stopped Lynx blind checking rooms and doing stuff before?
You know what's funny? Lynx has now seen every zone. So, in my opinion, I think blinding every blue door on the way to map is actually the right play. Now, I know top players, this is controversial, but if I'm Lynx, I blind every single blue door on my way to the map. Unless the map's really close. Which I think the map is really close, so. But I still maybe would.
Okay, Eddie.
What's he
Eddie.
doing?
Eddie just having fun swinging around at Indiana Jones.
Did he want the missile that much?
I have no idea. I think he just wanted to appear cool
ice,
for all
right?
of his fans.
Huh. Yeah, so what I'm talking about is if you're in the last zone and you have bosses left, only if it's the last zone, because then you know like the bosses have to be there, so the blue doors can lead. But Lynx isn't in the last zone, so I wouldn't like I said, I would only do that if he was in Brinstar, probably, because Brinstar's the last zone, not actually Wreck Ship or Torian, whatever zone he's in currently. But Eddie's, you know, approaching Ridley now. Ridley, you know, Eddie only has 3 tanks total, which is fine. It's just a little concerning. It won't be, I think, PRKD runners, which a lot of people don't know nowadays, but Eddie was originally I got Eddie in the Super Metroid, and it was because of any percent. I taught him the route, and then he started grinding, and he got really good. And Eddie actually has an insanely good PRKD time. And I think like if you are a PRKD runner, your Ridley fights are gonna be really strong, just in general. And honestly, map rando makes your Ridley fights they have to be strong. Oh, I say that as Eddie's getting bullied a little bit, but he's fine.
So basically what I'm hearing, Emmett, is if Eddie wins this tournament, you get 20%.
Oh yeah, exactly. Also, his stream revenue, just anything he does in life, actually, I just take a little cut of.
Anything regarding Super
just
Metroid,
anything.
you collect royalties from. Got it.
Yep.
No, but in all seriousness, yeah, I think Eddie did this really, really well. I think the beginning, Lynx made a couple of mistakes, like you were saying. Little too much blind checking when we had kind of access to that map a little bit earlier on. Eddie capitalized off of that as well.
Yeah, I think like going straight for the map, I just always prefer that strat. It's just better, and I think like he got burnt slightly. I will say though, if people were like, oh, I can't believe Lynx is you know, like fighting Croc, I think that play was reasonable. Like they checked every X. There was still a major at the bottom left they couldn't have access to without power bombs, so like grabbing that X made sense to me, and killing Croc. And Lynx isn't even that far behind, really. I think it would be hard to catch up now, but yeah, Eddie does need to be careful here. And again, this is still just PRKD, you know, grab Varia with 3 tanks. This is how you do it. And he does have PRKD beam, but I will say, even the best runners can still lose a fight to Mother Brain with 3 tanks. So it is a little bit, you know, freaky. But with 17 supers, the fight is greatly sped up, so yeah. By the way, the royalties go down the chain because, you know, Oats also supported me a lot when I first went through, so Eddie pays me royalties, I pay Oats royalties. It's just the whole chain. And then when Eddie gets a new student, you know, they'll have to pay him royalties. That's just how it goes. It's a vicious cycle, but a never-ending one.
I love it.
Really clean fight so far by Eddie, by the way. Like, just making quick work of Mother Brain.
Yep. Chat, guess time. What's the escape timer gonna be? Bring Turian Wreck Ship, Norfair criteria. I'm going with a minute 45.
You know what's insane? I think this difference in time almost is the difference of the Croc fight.
Yeah,
if Lynx did not do this Croc fight, which wasn't that quick, then this honestly would have been like neck and neck.
2 minutes 35 seconds. Another longer escape time.
Eddie's, well, it is a lot of zones, honestly.
It is.
So it's a lot of work to get to criteria. So I think seeing this timer should be fine for Eddie. He probably is not. The thing is, we know with the information Eddie's gonna be fine, but there is a moment of fright when you do a blind C map, and Eddie has had a few situations where he's completely lost a race doing blind criteria maps. So it's got to be in the back of his mind a little bit. I think he's realizing that there may have been a faster route here, but well, I will say messing this up makes blind C a little hard, but again, we know that Eddie just gets the map for free. in criteria, so the blind seed won't be a big deal. But I do think every mistake he makes, it weighs on his mind, because in his mind, he needs as much time as possible for the blind. Also, this fight is getting a little dicey for Lynx, but he's gonna be
really
fine.
is.
He's fine. He still has 2 tanks. Yeah, he still has 2 tanks.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the mental aspect, you know, for racers during races as well. I mean, again, we saw how very close game 1 came down to.
Yep.
You know, just the little things of, okay, I gotta execute this. Oh, bonk Samus's head here. Does that mean if we're tied, is that the other racer gonna get it? There's a big mental game that goes into racing as well.
Oh, for sure. I think that's actually like a huge part of speedrunning, map randos, and racing in general is like the mental aspect of it. Like your mental clarity, like remaining calm. I think Lynx has talked about it a bit before on interviews that he does get a little nervous like in races, so it could definitely like influence his decisions and stuff. I think Eddie is not like Eddie probably is one of the least nervous players, so I do think that also reflects in his play. Like he doesn't get too rattled. No. He may get, you know, he may be bummed about his mistakes like the rest of us, but Eddie like does not get very rattled at all during. I don't think he gets more nervous during this than anything else, which is quite the feat, honestly, and it's really impressive. So Eddie's probably like, all right, what's going on? But when he sees this room and sees the map, he's like, oh, this is free. So pretty now much. He's so relieved, I bet. Seeing this makes him so relieved, because it is just so free. It's a completely linear route straight to the map.
I think Eddie's camera froze because he has not shown any smiles. He hasn't moved. Eddie is like a statue right now.
No, this is him. This is Eddie.
He's going the wrong. Eddie, where you?
Is he actually? No. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. It is a big, long, linear route to the ship. No, when Eddie's locked in, he's like, he kind of is Mr. Roboto a little bit. Like, you know, all right, time. He flips the switch. All right, emotions off. Like cold, calculating, thinking. Like time the game. Time the race. Time to win this map, Rando.
And now it's going to be game number 3. GG's to Eddie in chat. GG's to Lynx.
Yep.
Great game. 38 minutes.
Really close still. Honestly, even with all that, it was still incredibly close. Lynx was on the escape. Yeah, it's just showing Lynx has honestly leveled up so much. Like he's gotten really good. And this is just proof now. And if Eddie somehow gets this information, like maybe he pulls up Lynx's stream or something, or they're talking about it, but no, Eddie playing well and seeing that Lynx was still right behind him, like Eddie can't slouch, right? Like Eddie cannot ease up against Lynx. All right. Sup, everyone. So we have game 3. We have Divine joining me for the commentary here for Eddie versus Lynx. They're 1-1. The matches have been insanely close, and now we have a little bit of a not clown fiesta, but an unorthodox game 3, and it's no objectives. So I'm kind of excited to see you know, what one unfolds here. What I'm always hoping to see is an early mother brain, because when you see an early mother brain with no objectives, then it's panic time, because then you're freaking out about your opponent finishing before you, trying to scurry up any items, you know, all the items as close as possible, because you just want to end the game. So it generally causes you to panic a little bit. So that's what I'm hoping to see. Yeah, this mode's and for all those wondering like what no objectives is, basically it just means no bosses. So mother brain will not be locked by the 4, you know, pillars, aka representing the 4 bosses. Okay, they're starting and bowling. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's a pretty awesome start. bowling right into Big Pink. All right. Power bomb. E-tank.
The only thing we're looking for is 3 E-tanks and a way to kill Mother Brain.
Yep. That's all they'll need. You know, that's the thing too. So that what Divine said is like exactly why I think this mode's so insane, because like, yeah, all you need is 3 E-tanks and like charge Varia, right? So like when I get those, I just want to kill Mother Brain. But the logic doesn't really, like, the logic will still put you through the Rainer, right? Like you need to go through all the motions. You might need to go to multiple zones. You might need to get high jump and grab to get through some rooms, and then you might need to get Varia and 10 supers to get through another room. Like, you don't really know what it's throwing at you, but you feel this, like, you know, need to finish the game when you just get the items to kill Mother Brain. That's how I would feel. I'm like, oh, well, I can kill Mother Brain now, so where's she at? And we got 2 of the 3 E-tanks. It's almost go mode. No.
You think we're gonna have anything that we need behind some of the bosses?
You know, that's kind of the crazy part of no objectives, because one of the biggest things in this game, in map randos, is honestly the biggest hurdle in map randos is Ridley. And your entire game plan is loosely based around when you can kill Ridley. Mm-hmm. With that out of the equation, you can cut a lot more corners. Varia's, I would say, a lot less important. And yeah, so you're like, okay, well, since I don't have to kill Ridley, like I can do this, I can cut that. However, if you plan on cutting everything for Ridley, and then Ridley somehow is blocking you know, Mother Brain or somewhere you need to go, then suddenly the entire no objectives is like out the door, and you're just like playing the game again. So Ridley can be mandatory, yeah.
You can almost say Ridley's kind of like a Mother Brain 0.
Yeah, for sure. Mother Brain really honestly is the final boss. I would say, honestly, in the casual game too, I think Ridley is harder, but also in map randos, like Ridley is the kind of harder thing to deal with in a way. Kind of a interesting map. Some blind checks. So Eddie, was that Torian just now? It looked like a new zone. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like a new zone at G4.
See right here.
Oh, nope. I confused it with the flashing there. So it's just G4, still in Meridia. So what they're so it's kind of oh, there's Morph.
There's Morph.
I spoke too soon. It is not a Nebdy situation. Morph is found. Morph with a save. That's actually really nice. And there is a few items still guarded by Morph, so Morph and Power Bomb, so they should be able to figure it out. I think bottom left of Big Pink was map, right? Yeah, so I would imagine they just go straight there. Oh, Eddie's gonna grab this item first. I don't even know if I would have checked that because of the save. I actually might have just went straight to map, but I don't know what, I don't really know what the best decision is. That actually is what Lynx is doing. Lynx is going straight map.
I feel like, what, 10 seconds you lose there-ish? Maybe a little bit more?
Yeah.
15.
So, yeah, the reason is, like, when you get this map, because the map is kind of annoyingly far away, you don't really want to traverse back from the map because you don't want to waste power bombs either. Power bombs is like a scarce resource, right? So coming back is kind of bad, and you generally would just want to reset it. But because they're grabbing that super, they might not reset. Well, we'll see. I don't know what to do. I mean, Eddie has to reset, actually. Eddie literally has to reset. He only has 2 power bombs. He doesn't have to, but you do not want to go down to 0 power bombs. So I don't know. I don't know what Eddie's going to do. I think he's going to reset, though. He's going to realize, like, okay, I can't, like, just use my power bombs unless there's somewhere he can farm, which there is. No, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Lynx reset. What is that? Wow, Eddie's keeping it. Okay, no, he reset. Little indecisive, actually. I would say it's kind of rare. I do think Lynx is a bit more. I think Lynx is one of the most decisive players. He just goes and you know, gets the job done, whether it's, you know, if he's deciding to blind a little bit more or whatever. But Lynx, he's very good at just making a decision and going. Okay, so yeah, Eddie's gonna re-grab that super. Lynx is gonna try to get this major here to the right. So yeah, you still play it like a normal map rando, right? Like you still kind of just got to do the things.
Yeah.
Wow, speed. Okay, I think there's another major, right? So this is kind of wild. So okay, there's speed going up now.
And up we get charge,
like
calling it.
Charge would be insane. Okay, speed and Spazer. Spazer's like whatever, you know. I think there is actually one. If you don't have power bombs or bombs, I think there's one room where it puts it in logic. It's the bottom of the wreck ship room or whatever. With Spazer, you can like hit a couple of those shot blocks or something. So is Eddie? Oh, okay. Here's the issue with Eddie grabbing those supers. He doesn't have enough power bombs to do this.
Is what's a 4% drop chance or something for these?
Something like that. I think I don't know if it's 2 or 4 originally. Whatever the original amount is, it's doubled in map rando. But this is really bad because I think Eddie has to do this. I think him grabbing that super again, honestly, was a mistake. Because this is what I meant. Like power bombs are such a scarce resource. I mean, he gets it eventually. He got it kind of at the appropriate time. It's a 4%. He probably shot like 15 to 20. So I think that's like a fair, that's a fair punish, I'd say.
Yeah. I think somebody mentioned it a couple of days ago. It's like 3.79, essentially 4% or something.
Okay.
Something strange, but. Link's going for a short charge here? What? Or just a running start?
Yeah, honestly, that's really awkward with speed. The bubble mountain is pretty funky without high jump, so like you kind of got to do some weird things to get through. I will say though, I would not love to be in this position. Like 0 power bombs here. Okay, so he's looking to just deboost to the left. Yeah, this room's tough to traverse through a bunch. I guess Lynx wants to get this save before heading out, which I think makes sense. I don't know if he'll go up and farm the bugs. I have no idea if they have a different drop rate on power bombs. It looks like he is not doing that. Ooh, nice.
Eddie's spending his last power bomb here to get 5 supers. That's
that's interesting. I guess already being at 10. I think with yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. That is definitely an interesting decision. You know, I like this play by Lynx. Well, does Bombtorito drop power bombs actually? Because I think that's a big reason why he's doing this. A reserve is probably not what he wanted to see. I like that, what Eddie did. I was thinking about that earlier, doing the clip here to get the power bomb refill. I think that makes sense. The thing is, though, Eddie and Lynx, I think they must realize that the other player is also in a weird situation. This is, I mean, Lynx saved. This is going to be really tight, by the way. Like, I don't even know if he makes it. I don't think he makes it. Yeah. Kind of just a time waste. It's not the worst thing ever. I think Lynx wanted to do that to get the N. This logic is kind of messy. No, his speed's not gone. He Lynx did have. I think Lynx is sort of not. I'm not gonna say spiraling, but I think Lynx feels really bad about that death, but he doesn't realize that they're essentially like even. However, Eddie has the power bombs. Is Eddie gonna go for that E-tank as well? I don't really know.
I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't really think it makes... I don't really know why... I think Lynx is doing this so he can make it through to Torian or something. Or, sorry, to Norfair. I think he feels like he has to get this extra E-tank. Is this a major too from Eddie? Yeah, I don't really know. There's Grab. Well, that's huge by Eddie. This is really nice. Again, I just like don't... I'm actually getting worried about Lynx right now. I like don't know if this makes it. Oh man. No, there's no way.
Nope.
Huh. I'm actually trying to... I guess he feels like he needs the health to make that spark or something. I'm not too sure. Or I think it's also possible Lynx like overlooks something. He could do the clip here. That's what Eddie did. I'm trying to think why he's not grabbing that major. I think he overlooked it, which is really possible and not like uncommon in map randos. But Eddie's now in Brinstar.
Seems like Lynx doesn't see the clip, the tunnel clip.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, the tunnel clip is honestly huge, and that was like one of the first things I saw, and I am a little surprised. I think Lynx in general is good at noticing that stuff, but you know, we were talking about how important like the mental game is. I think like it just takes a toll. Like I don't know. Third game, heated race. You're up against #1 seed. It's 1-1. He already upset Nito. I mean, I know Nito was, I think, the lower seed, but Nito is a lot of people's like favorite to actually win this tournament, and Lynx did beat Nito, so that's pretty wild. Ooh, Eddie kind of just cooking. Very confident right now, running through these rooms. And he's dead.
Oh.
I don't think it's too bad of a sit. Yeah, it's not that bad at all. It's just like a dead end. I think. Oh, look at that map. Oh my god. This map. This is interesting what Eddie's doing now, because you're essentially abandoning the map, I think, at this point. Oh, hi, Sport.
Oh, Sport.
What's funny
Come on,
is...
for the fans, Eddie.
And he's out of here. What's funny is if I was Eddie, I would have double loaded this. Well... Oh, I didn't realize there's no real connection. I actually don't even understand what's going on with that map. Oh, Eddie's reverting. Okay, hold on. There's a lot of reverts just now. He's back up top. Okay, so oh, there's a connection down here.
Yeah.
All right, well, Lynx did make it to Norfair, but he didn't grab. Oh, jeez, that's a huge punish. If Lynx got grabbed, that would have been... I'm a little confused because Lynx could grab right now. He must think he can't. He probably thinks he doesn't have enough health or something. I think that's like what's going on. Yeah, if you haven't already. So this is my assumption now. Also, this is very good for Eddie. There's 3 items here. The map's there. Eddie has grab. Honestly, this is like a dire situation for Lynx, but if Lynx can get this grab and then come back here and go to Norfair, and if Norfair can hook him up, that's like has potential. But outside of that, I don't really know. I mean, again, it's no objectives, so like it's not like they're looking for bosses. So I will say, if Lynx can get that grab and go Norfair, and Norfair has the juice and Mother Brain, like, that's just what can happen. Little double missile pickup here. Missiles are pretty important right now because they don't have charge, they don't have ice, so every missile. Eddie's already at 15 super, so missiles are just only
glass. So,
yep. I think they still have to kill Mother Brain in this, correct?
Mother Brain 1 and 2.
Oh,
yeah.
I think Mother Brain 2. Yeah, 1 and 2, yeah.
Metroid is the only exception.
Right. Wow, okay. This is kind of like, oh my god, whoa, okay.
Still haven't seen a boss yet.
That's crazy. Honestly, this is like really good for Eddie. He just gets to collect these. He has a connector. He just gets to check every zone. There's another E-tank for him here. It's like Eddie's probably feeling really good right now. Lynx basically has to find Mother Brain, but then like needs to find a solution that they do have speed, so like you could clip, but pretty far away from being able to kill Mother Brain right now, honestly.
But since Lynx doesn't have a suit, he doesn't have nearly enough health to.
Yeah. I think Lynx really just needed to grab that grab. I think Norfair actually is fine. I think I might have done it too. And it's too bad because it led right to Everest, right? So like, I think basically this comes down to Lynx. Oh, ice is honestly really nice if you cannot speed skip for no objectives. I think the value is a little bit higher because it just makes you be able to kill Mother Brain too a lot quicker. Oh, I think Lynx. Okay, so now what I'm guessing is Lynx just hugely overlooked this major. I think he's finally going to go for it. Either that or he's going to go for another heated run, which I just hope I don't see. Okay.
Here he goes.
Yeah. So I guess he either overlooked it or decided to just try it. But now I'm kind of guessing he just overlooked it, which really is unfortunate, honestly. It's crazy how much a slight overlook on some majors or connections can just be a complete GG. Does he need to farm these? I don't think he needs to even farm the crabs, honestly. Like, he's gonna end up going through Pants Room. I think it's fine. Meanwhile, Eddie's just on like a collection spree right now. We'll see what he does. Eddie's just grabbing everything in existence, grabbing missiles. I mean, he's just juiced up. He doesn't have charge yet, so he definitely wants to grab every X and missile on the way. And there's another major and X just spoon feeding to Eddie here. Power bomb. Okay, some justice is in the world.
Great. I mean, there's gravity for Lynx.
Yeah.
But
I hope Lynx goes back Norfair, honestly. I kind of hope that because I think the thing is, I don't know if there could possibly be enough things in Norfair for him to kill Mother Brain, even if it is in there. But yeah, this is just unfortunate that he overlooked this for so long. You know, the sad part is too, with gravity, he easily could have grabbed that reserve at Bomb to Trizo.
And we get Fantoon.
Okay. Even though we're no objectives, Fantoon is often killed in this category because you just need maps. So, little Fantoon action, even though it is not required to finish the game. Eddie kind of thinking here. I wonder, I mean, Eddie might not be feeling super comfortable either. Eddie, I will say, also had kind of a little messy start, right? He was farming power bombs really long.
Mm-hmm.
If in my head, if Lynx was playing perfect, I'd be worried right now if I was Eddie. Oh, Lynx is going for this. Okay. Well, now he gets this essentially for free. All right, missing the super there. Let's see if we get the slow punish or not. Just punish him. Okay, nope. Never punished. All right, Lynx getting that reserve finally. I don't think Lynx should have any problem getting out now.
Xfire asking in chat, has there ever been a no objective seeds that's required Phantoon to be beaten to power the ship?
I could believe that. There's definitely a few rooms, right, where like you would, yeah. There's been seeds I've played that definitely required Phantoon. So, and there's Mother Brain for Eddie.
Yep.
But can Eddie? Eddie cannot do it. Not yet. He does. He also still needs 3 more tanks. So he needs 3 more tanks. He needs charge. Well, he doesn't need charge, but currently he does if he wants to win.
Opting to go into sandpits here.
Yep. Oh, there's a super and a major for him. This game wants Eddie to end it. I'm gonna. Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on.
Eddie's reaction. Yep, must be nice. Yeah, honestly, it's.
Look at the look on this guy.
Yeah. I hate to say it, I do, but I think it's just like too much.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it's just too juicy. It's just so much juice now for it. I mean, he's in go. He's ardent. He's just like nearly in go mode. So he still needs 3 E-tanks or Varia. There is still that hurdle. Well, the only insane cope is that like I can't honestly. I'm having trouble trying to paint a story here for Lynx to catch up, but I guess
Eddie
Varia
gives
was
his
just
power. That's
yeah. His power
about it.
goes out. I guess if Lynx can find Varia super fast here and somehow make his way to those majors, it's like potentially almost maybe possible. But Eddie still needs 3 tanks or Varia, so like he needs something. What is he doing?
I think he's opting to get rid of Zebs here.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Wait, does he? Oh my God. There's
Eddie?
a huge potential problem here.
Eddie?
Oh,
No.
he
Eddie.
thinks he has Varia. He thinks he has Varia. This is actual seed bleed. Oh my God. Well, okay. When's his last save? Holy shit. This is. Oh, sorry. This is really bad though.
Oh God.
This is crazy. I cannot believe he's doing this. This is insane. I guess this is just seed bleed. They just played a Vario in movement.
I mean,
you can't blame him. He's in a tournament setting. The pressure's on. No longer can I call him a robot. He's gonna. Well, let's see his reaction. I don't remember the last time he saved. I'm gonna be honest.
You were the one who was saying that we need a scenario for Lynx to come back.
Insane coping coming to fruition. Now I feel guilty and bad. What is gonna happen? Oh, he's not. Okay, well, everyone stare at his face cam.
Yeah, stare.
Does he oh, yep. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, wow. He actually lost a good bit. He actually lost a lot.
I mean, at least he's smiling, so.
He is smiling. He thinks it's funny. I know he thinks it's funny. I mean, I think Eddie and Andy might be, at least as far as like the higher level players, they're insanely good sports. They're definitely the 2 guys I see that will like lose and just like laugh. Like they're just really good sports. So like Eddie won't be mad. He's still laughing. He thinks it's funny. So I love to see that, honestly. Meanwhile, I'd be breaking down in tears. I'm crying. My keyboard's on the ground. No. Well, I think honestly though, I think Eddie's still. I mean, Eddie's still ahead here, and Eddie knows what everything is and where everything is. However, he is an E-tank behind, and he needs to find E-tanks. Lynx could take this now. I don't really know how to gauge this situation, honestly. Yeah, I mean, actually, Lynx only needs one E-tank, so that's pretty significant. That's crazy. I think Lynx has to grab every single major though. So like Lynx is on a collection mission, whereas Eddie knows what he needs to grab. Oh, Eddie finally getting the Norfair map though. Yeah, all these majors in Norfair are actually bad, and Lynx is getting baited to get every single one. So it's still really hard for Lynx to catch up. What's funny is if Lynx got that major early, like Norfair's not bad, and Varia might actually be here, right? I think
Luxury.
I actually think Varia is this right major, right? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, Lynx is in go mode, so I think Eddie's still opting to get E-tanks. Well, no, Lynx isn't quite in go mode. Lynx actually doesn't have the means to kill Mother Brain yet. He has to check other zones.
Yeah, he doesn't have any missiles right now, so.
I wonder if Eddie. I mean, Eddie grabbed the E-tank, but I think he still like wants to just find Varia. Ooh, not even picking it up. Eddie is definitely feeling the pressure because you have to assume your opponent is playing correct. And as far as Eddie knows, like Lynx is on the escape, right? That's how I would be feeling. I'd be like, okay, well, Lynx is on the escape, and I'm just chilling. I have to like move. Oh, if Lynx goes down the pits, if we can see a classic Lynx pit situation, blind check. No, Eddie's just getting E-tanks here. All right, well, honestly, Eddie's fine. Eddie can just leave now. He doesn't need majors. Yeah. He has 6 E-tanks, and now he can just go. Yeah, you can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Lynx just really needs this map because if he got the map, he would then go down the pits, but he just needs to get them. I forget where the map is, but it's definitely necessary here. And he's coming in from like a different direction, so I don't know if it was further or what. Was this the red tower? Oh, it's so far. Yeah, this is brutal.
Yeah, Fantoon up at the top here.
Yeah, I think like the map's on the other side of Narnia, and I think it's locked by Fantoon, so it's just like it's just such a long journey for Lynx. This is so tough. And honestly, coming in from this direction seems kind of bad too, because Eddie came in from the other side and Lynx came in from a different connection from Norfair. I mean, Eddie's got to be relieved that Lynx hasn't finished yet. I mean, if I was in Eddie's position, I just would be like assuming it's over. So the fact that he's like, you know, I'm happy to see Eddie not giving up, playing his game, and just playing strong. Jeez, that map's brutal, though, if you come in from that Norfair entrance. All right, Eddie, you're good now. Just don't get hit. That's so crazy. I can't believe that. He's laughing, shaking his head. Oh, now Lynx is running into the nasty map. Oh my goodness.
What?
Oh yeah,
he does have for escapes. Have we even seen criteria here?
No, I don't. Why? Wait, how many zones is he? Does he even know where the C connection is? I think we've probably seen. I think Eddie Eddie told me that he doesn't really. He'll do one zone, but he's not gonna do two for blinds anymore. That's like too much.
All right.
So I think he
Escape
must have
times.
seen speed.
2 minutes and 45 seconds. I don't know.
He hopes the timer's not super long here for sure. See, like a 5-minute timer, he's in trouble. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, GG. No, that was a good
Yeah.
job, Eddie.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's. I would love to see some nasty C action, but yeah. I mean, Eddie knows where C is. I wasn't really paying attention to the map very well, so I guess it's probably just a connection right after B. It has to be, right? This timer's so short. So it's probably, oh yeah, it's just a connection right here. Yep. I mean, I actually think it will just be the ship room to the left. Maybe one more buffer room, but we'll see. It's possibly just the ship room right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And geez, even with that death, Eddie is shocked. He's like, wow. He probably feels really silly winning like that, but it's well deserved. Unfortunate for Lynx. I think Lynx just overlooked that major, you know, and that's kind of what led them to this scenario. But GG's. Eddie takes it 2-1 over Lynx. It was still a really sick series. I'm happy we got to see some crazy things at the end there. Eddie dying to Mother Pain thinking he had Varia. Pretty amazing. But yeah, basically the C just came down to Lynx missing gravity, unfortunately, and that just kind of spiraled there.
Oh, hey, you're not supposed to bring us up here without our consent.
I didn't do anything. What's up,
I didn't do
Eddie?
anything.
No, Eddie, Lynx, GG's guys. That was a really fun race to watch.
Yeah. Oh man, I threw real good on a few of these games. Next level throwing, but
I would say
the
the biggest level throw is that last one at the end, but unfortunately, well, Lynx, I guess we have to ask, did you not think you could grab that major, or was it an overlookies?
Yeah, I just thought I needed the grapple for the pants, and I was like just focused on that. I didn't see that we have the speed and we can
Right, the
start.
connection from that's what it was. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the kind of the issue here, Eddie, which is why, well, I guess I'll spoil it, but Eddie thought he had Varia and he fought Mother Brain with
I told him.
Okay.
Yeah. But my route was so insanely good that
Yeah,
it
Eddie's
was
just
fine.
like trying to cook. But yeah,
Yeah.
basically just that overlookies on grab was like the big kind of decider. I did like that Lynx went right in the Norfair after, which was cool. But like then got immediately blocked because of grab, unfortunately. So yeah, it kind of just came down to that mostly at the start here.
Wait, so hold on.
He-
Wasn't Grav blocked by G? Wasn't G4 blocking one of the entrances to the next location we wanted to go to? Was there another? Well, maybe I'm
There was
forgetting.
another no. So I think you might have missed it, or maybe you just opted to do something else. But
Well, I was definitely
I-
gonna go. The
I
thing
just
that
wa-
was close to me was that location. I had
Yeah,
Grav
yeah.
those, so-
Yeah, so you
at the
went
top
green
left a
immediately,
big
right?
pink. Yeah, Eddie did
Yeah.
after grab.
Yeah, I did Norfair because I thought I needed to do something different because I was so far behind. And I found the Varia, that was good, but yeah, the damage was done already.
It
I'm
could
gonna be
have
honest.
actually been good, but the problem was
Yeah.
the Brinstar map was so bad. So like, I think your route. The problem is, Eddie, though, even if he comes into Brinstar from the Norfair, he's right by all the juicy majors, charge and stuff. But I think you just can't go down. Like you'd have to go get map, and it's really bad.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is,
But it still probably would have been better. Lynx's
I
route,
got-
I think.
Lynx, how close were you to beating the game?
I just got the Brain map and I was on my way to Criteria. I don't know where was MB.
So if you Mother Brain, right? So if you look at Aqueduct, you have to make a choice. There's a lot of locations. Criteria's up there too, right? So I came from Aqueduct, and there's obviously we want to find Charge. In my case, I want to find Varia if possible, right? So I see the left sandpit item, but the problem is like if I go down the sandpit, I'm kind of committed to like doing all of Norfair right there, right? So right before I went down the pit, I decided to peek Wreck Ship and then go down the left pit because I could just come back and connect, right? And so Wreck Ship is Red Tower, and then you find the broken Fantoon map. So the map is right there, right? But you're like, oh god, like if Wreck Ship's nothing, I'm literally fighting Fantoon for no reason. But Mother Brain's right there, so it's right in Aqueduct. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's how.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
the ultimate route.
I can't beat that. Like,
Yeah, nobody beats that route. It's impossible. Like the thing is, I actually died and I lost so much, but like so much meant like I lost the Fantoon kill, but it doesn't matter because Charge is right there. So
Right.
I got lucky in the sense that I think Lynx this could have. I actually got lucky again, right? Because if you go into Norfair, I needed 3 more tanks, and there's literally immediately 3 tanks.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
That's just really lucky.
I didn't know if you were gonna like search for majors, but once you got that one tank, I was like, okay, I guess you'll check and look for hollows, and then there's the other 2, and it was just you just.
Yeah, I paused and I saw 3 hollows right next room 3 hollows. I'm like, I'm gonna check the major down there because like a beam will speed things up potentially, maybe. But yeah, I didn't see that. I got a super behind the major on the reserve too, so I was like, oh well, now I really don't need that. So
yeah, it was yeah. The first game, that was the one where you messed escape up a little bit, right, Eddie? That first game was pretty cool, actually. The first game was really cool because you guys basically, I think both routes were actually, it's rare, but I think both routes were extremely good, and you guys did diverge. So like you went to Lynx went to I think it was Brinstar first, where Dragon was, and you went up.
Norfair. Yeah.
Norfair. It was Norfair. Yeah, you went to Brinstar. Wherever the one was down. Yeah. And I thought that was like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool seeing how it worked out because Lynx obviously then went for ammo and you got Charge, and it felt like Lynx was way ahead. But then, so I like thought Lynx was definitely winning, and then just how it worked out, I'm like, man, I guess I really didn't understand his map structure because you guys were just fighting Mother Brain at the same time, and it was really sick.
I would have
really
thought,
cool race.
In my mind, if we saw the beginning and then you saw what I found in Brinstar, I just don't think I would think that my route is insanely good, right? Because it's an isolated Brinstar with a boss and Varia, if I remember correctly. So the fact that
wait, sorry, I mixed it up. You did that. You're the one who went right. You went to Varia.
So I got a
Lynx
scoop
went up.
and I got a boss kill, and it was isolated down there. So I would have thought there was no chance Lynx beat. If you told me what happened right there and we didn't know the result, like I didn't know if Lynx won or lost, I would have said I would have destroyed Lynx by like 10 minutes because like
that's how we felt. That was my initial. The initial reaction when you got Varia and killed Dragon, I was like, this seed's over because Lynx went up.
Yeah, exactly.
That heated room with 5 power bombs.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's over. Like, there's no way. But the way it worked out, like Lynx got what he needed. He ended up getting supers to kill Ridley. Didn't need to get Charge. Well, you guys had Charge, but he didn't really need it. And he went to the right, killed Ridley and Kraid and went to wherever. But on the way back, when Lynx went to Meridia, or what was it, Norfair? Wherever Dragon was, instead of going back to C and stuff, I was like, okay, now I think Lynx wins. Because Lynx's route felt really strong if you go back to the beginning to that isolated area. So that's when I was like, oh, it seems kind of over. Because it looked like he was way ahead because he had already killed Ridley and Kraid. So I was like, oh man, like Lynx is suddenly now really ahead by choosing to come back, and it gets a quick kill on Dragon and had plasma. But yeah, it was just cool how it worked out. It was pretty wild how you getting Varia and killing Dragon wasn't actually that insanely OP for how the map worked out.
Yeah, the you know what I'm wondering? If I didn't reset, because I failed it so many times and I'm like, and then I just reset because I was like, I think I might have lost too much time at this point. I wonder if I didn't reset and I nailed it like that trick like immediately after. I wonder if I still had a chance at that point. I'm not actually sure.
Are you talking about the escape?
Yeah, the
You
first
actually
escape.
killed Mother Brain 5 seconds before Lynx
Yeah,
did.
I heard. Yeah.
And he actually took a wrong direction. So if you had just gone the normal way, you probably would have finished first.
Yeah.
Well, Lynx
yeah.
overtook him during the pause because Lynx didn't pause. So there's you paused at the bottom of the key
Yeah, but
hunter room.
Lynx went the wrong direction and had to pause at
Right.
the map as well. So
I think in Bubble Mountain, in Big Pink, Lynx was. You guys were like basically tied. So when you went to do the thing, Eddie, if you had nailed it,
I probably
would
win by
won.
a lot. Yeah, by a good amount. I'm wondering.
I think if you'd done it, if you kept going, if you just hit it at some point, I don't really know. Like if you do it like 5th try, I don't.
That's
really
what
know.
I'm wondering because it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast because there's a lot of door transitions on the up top.
Right.
I realized like I had so much time left when I actually did it the second time. I had a lot of time left going back to the ship. So I was thinking like, wait, maybe I should have just like not reset. I don't know the state of the game, right? So I'm not thinking like that's gonna be the difference.
Going for it.
Yeah, right. But it's hard to it's hard to tell. Like
it's really hard.
Yeah, I can't tell where Lynx is, right? So I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I could lose because of this, huh? I was definitely thinking about that when I reset. I'm like, that's actually a lot of time lost.
Everyone in chat just was like, oh, you're giga throwing. But I was like, no, I understand. Like I was telling them, like Eddie has, if he sees an option that he thinks is the best option, he's just gonna do it. Like he's not gonna, to him, this is like the best option. So he's just gonna do it, and he's confident that he'll get the spark. And I told him, I'm like, when you reset it, everyone
wanted to show off. Yeah.
You should have seen what this guy said to me in the chat. Where was this? I'm gonna find that racer right now. Where was that Lynx? Where was that Lynx? Lynx and I were talking. I said like, I think I might have thrown. I said I did something fancy and had to reset escape.
It's actually funny because of how close you guys were. So it like actually looks like a throw. Like it looked like you were just straight up throwing.
Yeah. He said, Lynx basically said something along the lines of like, you deserve that.
I mean, true.
I totally did. I mean, I deserve what I get, right? I deserve it when it's good, and I deserve it when it's bad. So.
Yep. Yeah, that was wild. What about the second match? What was going on there again? That was really close too.
I think that one. I think. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I'm really happy with how I played all three of these, right?
Yeah.
And I think this one and the one before, I think I honestly took like the best route. It feels that way. I think Lynx kind of diverged and tried to go to Criteria in the previous one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that one was funny. So this one was funny because you have two options. And so there's a boss in Criteria below, or you can go up into Wreck Ship. That's really close. And if you can see another connection that has a major on the left side by GT. So normally you would, if all things were equal, I would do the boss and then Criteria, but I picked up Grav and you're right next to Wreck Ship, right? So I'm like, I think I have to, there's a good chance you just have to do both regions. So I'm just like, I just have to do the Wreck Ship. It's right here. And that ends up being a total funnel to all the bosses in every single region, all the way to the end of the game with Mother Brain and Ridley at the top.
Yeah.
So that one is like, you kind of have to play this. If you don't play that one properly, you get destroyed if you go up.
Right.
If you just like kill all the bosses and then you go, oh shoot, and then you realize you left behind Kraid, then you have to walk all the way back. You have to backtrack the entire thing. So it's really important to find a save as you go up and not kill any of the bosses. So you get ready to like reset like all the way back if you have to. I don't know where Lynx was in that situation. I think the other thing that got us here is that one is really scary because it really looks like you have to do Croc. Like
so that is basically what happened. Like I think like you guys both played well there. I think Lynx just like played a little bit safer, I guess, because I think the safer play maybe is killing. I mean, I don't know, but Lynx did kill Croc. And it really looked like that was going to be power bombs, right? So
it really looks like it. But if you really stare at the map, you realize like I can get the X at the bottom right, and there's a major there. Like there is a pretty good chance that could just be bombs.
Yeah.
And then you know that the Croc X is just a total red herring, right? It could be Powerbomb still. It's it's a filler
I
item.
think
So
the
it could be
other reason though
Powerbomb.
is like because there was also a major in the bottom left that was Powerbomb locked, right? So
There
like
is. Yep.
so there's
there is.
more incentive to sort of do Croc. I think because of that, I think it makes sense. So I
The
think like
big
both
thing
decisions
is-
are okay.
Yeah. So for me, the big thing is like, it's not that like I know the major there exists, right? And I know like, oh, I'm gonna leave this fine if I go to Norfair. It's more so like there's a very real chance that it looks like that should be power bombs. It totally could not be power bombs. And if it's not, you are in big trouble if someone didn't
Yep.
do it, because you lose a lot of time. So I was like,
Yeah.
I think I have to check first of all before I pull the trigger on Croc right here, because you have to loop all the way down to the bottom right to get the major. I'm like, I need to go to the bottom right first because there's an X and a major there, right? So if
Right.
that's just a power bomb, then I avoid all of that mess.
Yep.
And then it was a super, so then I got bombs, and now I suddenly feel like, oh, I'm in business here. There's a good chance that's actually not. This is telling me that there's a good chance that's not power bombs anymore, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was wondering what your thinking there was. I mean, either way though, there was a save before going to Norfair, so I think it's like pretty reasonable to even like check and see what you can do. You know,
Yeah.
see if you can get like grab the map or something. Even that though, even with all that, it was still really close. Like basically, the difference in time kind of was the Croc fight in a way. Like,
Yeah.
I think Lynx was about 4 minutes behind.
It was on Mother Brain, I think, right? Or,
Yeah. So or just starting the escape, I think.
Mhm.
Or near it, or very, very close to doing the escape. But yeah, so it was cool. And you guys did do slightly different things. Lynx did check C and get that map,
Yeah.
which we were kind of bummed about because I was like, well, Eddie doesn't have anything to worry about in this escape. It's like he's gonna get the map on the way out.
I was
It's
thinking
actually
about that.
completely linear, so I was like,
Yep.
he's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be probably a little relieved when he gets in there and the map.
Exactly.
You don't even have to pause for the map. You can actually just get to it.
It's
yeah.
sort of like I kind of feel like it's like not a coin flip, but it's like an 80-20 kind of thing where
Yeah.
if you blind criteria, it works out like 4 out of 5 times. And then 1 out of 5 times, you're going to lose a lot of time. But I kind of feel like you sort of have to do it. You know what I mean? Because any time spent finding the ship is essentially just time that does not have to, it doesn't have to be done, right? So
Yeah.
that's the reason. It's spooky, but like kind of have to. So
Yeah. Lynx
Yeah.
kind of got jerked around by the map a little bit. Lynx, how'd you feel about like, were you intentionally kind of just trying to find more stuff blind, or were you like trying to work towards the map at the start on that second game? I was curious.
From the in the first area, right?
Yeah, the one that had Croc.
Yeah. I should have gotten the map like immediately, but I don't know. I just thought like, okay, I have more. It's gotta be like bottom right, the next progression.
Yep.
And I just went for it, and it worked kind of bad because I blinded some unnecessary doors there. So
Yep.
yeah, I lost time there, and I got every X. Well, I know Eddie, you just left the Croc X behind, right?
yeah,
So,
I left the Croc X behind.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that ended playing kind of poorly for me. I should have gone from map immediately. So yeah, it was
Yeah, I
just
think
the
that
early
did
game the
end up
difference.
hurting. People were like, I did say in chat, I kind of corrected because people are like, oh, like Lynx is getting hella lucky with these blinds, and I was like, well, not really, because Lynx has gone through like 10 more rooms. So like,
Yeah.
even though Lynx is collecting these, even though it's blind, you're still going through a lot more. It's just a way less efficient route, you know, if you were
Exactly.
to get map first and then just like go beeline it towards the majors. So it worked out sort of unfortunate, but it did look like it could connect. So like Lynx was heading towards the map, it just wasn't the right and most direct way. I thought it could have led to it as well, but yeah. Yeah, what about the Croc? Would you do that again, Lynx? I still like it. I still think it's fine.
If I saw the powerbomb door, I think I bailed from there. I knew that, like, of course this is hindsight, but
Yeah.
if I look the door, I think I don't do that because there's like a high chance that that's not the um, well, of course it's not the logical power bombs because it's power bomb locked, but yeah, I go for the because the I didn't check the like very bottom X, the one that was past
Right.
the
Yeah, you did that after Croc. Yeah.
the green hill. So yeah, I was thinking, okay, that has to be the power bombs, and it wasn't. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I should have looked the map a little bit better in that spot.
I
Right.
think that one is very much. I think that one, you look at it, you're thinking that it's definitely power bombs. But if you kind of like put it a little more, like, I guess you really think about it, like, there's a really good chance it could just not be power bombs at all. Especially because the bottom right major is like really suspicious, right? Because it could absolutely just be bombs for progression. So
Yeah.
I was like very, very suspicious because to see a major that's really far away and it's not locked by explosives, and you don't have palms or power bombs, that's the kind of thing that and there's an X right next to it, right? That made me think like, okay, I can't do Croc here. So it's like it's very suspicious to me. I also thought, was it this game or was it the previous one? I can't remember, but the other thing that, like, I've seen this sequence before. It was this game. I knew I had to blow up the Spore Spawn backdoor, and then I knew I had to farm to 5. Because you see 2 majors there. Like, we've seen this kind of sequence happen before. It's like totally just going to be speed. And then you have to power bomb the back.
You're talking about this most recent game.
This seed that we just played. Yeah, Lynx,
Yeah,
you have to farm for the PB, right? Like for speed and
Both of
stuff?
you guys were farming at
Yeah.
PBs a few times throughout this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I realize, like, because if you go in with 4 or 5, it's a big difference, right? Like,
Yeah.
it happened. We literally had a seed where this exact thing happened to us. And I remember Nebdi was in the race, so I was like, I'm not going in here unless I have 5, because like,
Right.
I have to. I'm probably gonna get speed right there, and then that might be some way. That might be like, I don't know, like some other form of progression that's locked behind speed, right? It ended up being a filler end, which is kind of funny. Spazer, I think, but. Yeah,
Right.
I was just like,
Yeah,
I
speed
have
and
to farm to
Spazer.
5 before I go in here, even though it's more than I need, because like I'm probably gonna get speed, and then that's probably gonna be an item I can get.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Have to go in with 5. It was a little scary, but we saw you farming, so we knew you weren't going to get stuck there.
Yeah,
There was that tube too, which was smart. You did the clip, Lynx. I don't know if you saw that or just didn't really like care to go for that or whatever, but there was that little tube clip you could do to refill power. Even if you could get to the tube with 0, you could then still refill and then like get back out, which was Eddie ended up doing that at one point.
I had trouble thinking about how to approach it because the other option I knew was pre-moat, which is right above Croc, and they're
Yeah.
both kind of close to each other, right? So you could just farm the crabs there, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
true.
So it was kind of tricky because like it might take me a few tries. It could potentially take me a few tries to get out if I screw up or something to jump through. If I don't, but I knew I can get the initial jump, but I have to use a power bomb to explode it out anyway. Whereas if I killed the crabs, I don't have to use that power bomb. So I was like trying to like think about it, and I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna take the refill.
Right.
Yeah.
Either
Or
way, I
farm
thought
the
it was super close because I was surprised how close it was and how well Lynx played after Meridia, because Lynx also died a lot trying to get that E-tank, and it was a reserve early. He made like
Oh.
2 attempts at it.
I went for that twice. Yeah.
Yeah, he made 2 attempts at it, like killed BT twice and
Yeah.
died twice, and then went and got Grav eventually, because Lynx kind of did. It was like the little overlookies. It kind of took a while before Lynx, because Lynx even went. I think you even went into North.
I went into Norfair.
Yeah, you went to Norfair before getting Grav too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he even scouted Norfair and saw Everest. So Lynx did a lot before actually getting Grav.
Yeah.
And didn't get anything for it. And then Lynx eventually loads, looks at it again, and was like, oh, I can get Grav.
Yeah.
Gets Grav, comes down, and actually gets the E-tank again, the reserve from Bomb Torizo. So even with all that, then Lynx went into Norfair, which I do think probably is stronger, because Lynx, like with Croc dying, all this routing at the start, like still wasn't that far off of you. Oh, but you did die. So never mind. Was it the one where you
Yeah.
you did Varia die there?
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't maybe the route wasn't, but still Lynx still did well.
This is a little tricky, right? I did think about getting that E-Tank and I quickly dismissed it. I think I also saw the BT locks. I'm like, definitely don't want to do this. Mainly
I thought it
because
made sense for going in the Norfair. If you were like wanted to go in the Norfair, I think that's
yeah, it's definitely not in logic with what you have to do to get through.
Right.
But yeah, this is in logic, but it's a big loop, so it's confusing, right? So I get
Right.
it. Yeah, that's tough. It kind of plays itself afterwards as long as you try to get the bridge map. I got really confused on where the bridge map was because it was hard for me to realize that this was attic and then there was a down door here. I was like, how in the world do I get to this map?
Oh yeah.
I like couldn't believe it. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I saw you definitely did like triple loads in there.
Yeah,
You're getting a little confused on the situation or whatever. I think it was hard to make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, GG's guys. I mean that was honestly a 6 set. Game 1 and 2 incredibly close. So you guys should watch it back. It was fun.
I'm gonna watch it back for sure. Yeah, Lynx.
Yeah.
It was fun. I knew we were gonna have some good matches. And I kind of feel like if I were to beat you, it would be because like, something went wrong for you, sort of. But if like things don't really go wrong for you, like you and I are going to be like really, really close, I think, for the most part. So
yeah,
I'm glad we had some really good matches.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, I feel really good about the first two. Sad that I messed up the third one, but
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. GG Sadie.
GG's, Lynx.
GG's fellas. Well, I think with that, I'm gonna get out of here. But that was a lot of fun. Divine, thanks for commentating with me on that third match.
No problem.
And GG's the Eddie who moves on to fight Oats. Eddie versus Oats. That's gonna be nice and
I don't even know
spicy.
who that is.
Oh my goodness. And
Yeah,
then
top
Lynx now. Yeah. Oh yeah, what is that? Is that top 8 then? Yeah, that's top 8. And then do we know who Lynx is? Okay, so Lynx will play the winner of Nevdy and Fat Scott. So yeah, that'll be really sick. I think Lynx has been playing really well, so looking at a huge sweep from Lynx, I think, in the losers bracket. But yeah, GG's guys. I'm out of here. That was a lot of fun. Shout outs to NN for the tracking. And Divine, thanks again for doing commentary. Emmett, huh? I said what I said, Nevdy. Anyways, I'm out. GG's guys. Thank you so much.